welcome back to my channel. So today I will be painting with watercolor. I will take you along my process, and towards the end there'll be a little bit of a speed paint, but enjoy the rest of the video. I bought these paintbrush from Polina Bright, and I noticed that I just love her style of art. Yeah, like these are vegan brushes as well. They're synthetic. Most of the brushes I have, I believe, are synthetic. Since we're doing a piece that has very little details and everything, I would probably use a smaller brush. I like using washi tape just because it's easier to peel off and it wouldn't ruin the paper as much. I physically like to just draw everything by hand and kind of see everything in good proportion, and it's the idea behind it, like just sketching things out is much easier for me than to sketch it on a computer, or you know, like I like to get a reference. Like for instance, this, like I have two Frenchies, so you know, I would look online for some Frenchy art and kind of see the proportion and images and stuff like that, and I will sketch it by hand, kind of like draw it like this, keep like sketch and get like the shape and everything, and then I can kind of adjust it a little bit more. So anyways, let's just kind of dive in and see where it goes. Maybe I should just kind of swatch on the side, or I actually got I got literally all the colors like that Home Depot kind of had just stocked there. I one day just walked in there and was like, you know what, I think it'd be a good idea to kind of just grab these so that I can play with colors. And so why don't we kind of just do that right now? I'm just gonna spray some water onto the watercolor palette. It's quite dry, so I just wanted to spray a little bit of water. I don't want it to be a bright yellow, so maybe like a little bit of a mustardy color would be cute. So I like using this to kind of just get a feel of what colors I might want to use. It's like a yellow orange, which I think teal would be a really cute kind of side color. So we'll go with yellow and maybe like a sage. See where it goes. I don't want to add too much color. So first I'm just gonna probably do my skin tone color. I'm gonna just wet the brush a little bit. So for skin tone, it is usually like a brown, and then you really like dilute it, you know. I just have some paper here. I'm actually going to just put this right here so I can swatch some colors. That might be a little bit too pink. Yeah, it is. Maybe add a little bit of yellow to it. I feel like you can always just be much lighter than to go darker, because you can always build color. So I find myself kind of having a hard time starting painting, or just more so recently. Like I just started this channel, so I wanted to make everything kind of perfect, although it is hard to be perfect when it comes to like you just starting, you know. Like I should cut myself some slack and just kind of like see where things go. But I should gotta give myself more room here. I just got this desk as well, and I mean I love this desk. My only thing is it isn't as like wide as I want, but it's not a big deal. I mean, it's totally fine. I make do what I have, especially like just I live in like a smaller place. So I live here in LA, and we moved here, me and my boyfriend, we moved here a year ago. I love this place because it has a backyard and a front and a garage. It just feels a lot like homier. So this brush is awesome. Like, even like is a size 0. It's quite big. It's not like what I'm used to, like these little ones that are a lot like finer. When you see the detail, when you like can paint and get really close to like the edge and stuff, it's like really nice to be detailed in a sense in that area. And this paper that I'm using is a watercolor paper by Fluid. Because I'm just kind of starting out, I haven't really been painting for a long time. I don't want to use a really expensive paper just yet. I'll show you all the products. I'll have it listed on the bottom so you can see. Painting is definitely something that I'm slowly getting into, and it's awesome. So we got like the skin tone kind of down. I'm probably gonna go over another layer. See the areas where like if the color kind of just sits, I would go over it with a little bit more water and run it down. I wanted to draw myself wearing something that I usually wear. Maybe this piece is a little bit inspiring of like music festivals. Oh, I do miss going to music festivals. It really reminds me of like summer. It's so sad because like no more music festivals. But it's okay. I mean, it's for all of our safety, right? But yeah, I hope everybody's doing well out there, you know, social distancing, keeping themselves and their family safe. I feel like I can add a little bit more color. So with this, we want to think of shadow and light. So I would say if the sun is this way, then it's kind of dark down here. So I'm going to kind of just plot out like where I think the shadow kind of should be. And then I'll just kind of blend everything. So yeah, like kind of with my coloring technique, I wish I can kind of paint where it can be like hard shadow and that'll be it. But I don't know, I'm so used to doing like soft gradients and stuff. I'm just gonna color this in like the way that I usually would shadow in Photoshop. So you see here how it's like a little bit dark. So I just do this. Kind of like run it over a little bit. Like if you do it too much, sometimes the quality of the paper, you can tell, will start lifting. Like, and that's not what you want. The watercolor paint I'm using is the Mijello Mission watercolor palette. They are little tubes that I pretty much fill an empty palette with. This is currently the watercolor paper I'm using. It is 300 GSM. So yeah, like if I wanted to see like mix this, have it a little bit of a softer, I just add a little bit of water and then just brush it off. So right here I kind of skipped over a little of me painting the green sage color we picked earlier. I am just putting in a little more detail on the skin color. Now I'm swatching my dog Peaches. She's a very light color. And then next I'm painting Max, which is brindle, almost black. I noticed that my Mijello palette doesn't even have the color black, so I ended up using the Arteza palette for the black.
So I didn't really want to use black, so I mix a little bit of brown just so that you can get a little bit more color variation. Here I finally am using the mustard yellow color for the top. I like to change up the color from the manufacturer's tube just a little bit by mixing black or brown to meet the color a tad bit. Of course, I wanted to add yellow somewhere else, so I added it on the ice cream. I noticed the area around the face can be quite small, so it was a little challenging to paint the blush. So I'm starting to color the black pants, and they are jeans, but for this case, you know, we all know it's jeans, so, or at least just black pants. I'm diluting the black a little bit so I can get a little bit more dimension. Here are a few of my favorite things. This is my backpack, and then I love skateboarding. Just picked up that sport recently. I do photography on the side, so of course I wanted to add my photography camera. And I bullet journal occasionally, so I definitely wanted to add that in there as well. I also love makeup. That's definitely something I enjoy doing. Not so much often now because, you know, we're all in quarantine, so not really a purpose for me to go out and put makeup on, but that's okay. My hair is black, but it does have a little bit of brown. Here you see me using a very fine detailed brush. I'm starting to add the overshirt. I love adding layers and layers on top of watercolor. It gives it a very fun, dimensional feel. Of course, I'm not going for a realistic look, a little bit more animated. So I'm just having fun here by playing around with texture. You can notice that I am not drawing completely straight lines just because, you know, it wouldn't really be straight when you're wearing it. But of course, I'm not also making it super detailed. This is just meant to be a fun piece. So while this video kind of plays out, I do want to kind of just go over a few things on my likes and dislikes. Let's just start with the dislikes because that's something we all don't really like so much. It's the blah. My biggest one really is sleep paralysis, and if you guys don't know what it is, Google it. It's quite scary, but I actually haven't had an episode in a while, so I'm pretty happy about that. Of course, the list of things I do like are drawing, fashion, hanging out with my friends and family, and like I said earlier, skateboarding is a new sport that I just picked up. Of course, I also love music, and camping also is something that I really enjoy. So there you have it. I hope you guys liked this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye guys.